Yeah, I said it, we are. All black, everything, and our girls are blackbirds, riding with they diligence. Kid more in depth if you boys really know. This family squared up, hold up.
Town.
What's up, everybody? We are live. It is Red River Shootout Day, and we are here at the house. I've got Seth, I've got Jono. We have two special guests. We've got Zach and we've got Vic here getting ready for the game at 2:30. I, for one, am extremely happy to be watching this game in the AC.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's going to be 96 degrees. 96 degrees, 3 hours of bonus drinking before the game. Good luck. If you're out there, make sure you hydrate because we don't need you boys falling out. Need you rooting the whole game. I'm so excited for this game, boys. It's finally here.
I know, man.
Super excited. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
But I know it's a long time coming, me coming on the podcast. So
Yeah.
you have me on.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Finally got you on here. This is something that, the live stuff we started this year, and it's been fun to do. But going forward, I want more of you guys on because you're going to add a whole lot more. I need somebody to actually argue with. So yeah, we're going to have fun. Vic, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
So it's a pleasure.
Good. All right. So it's Red River Shootout time. We're going to talk about a couple different topics today. We're not going to go super long because we got to get ready for the game also. But we're going to start with our first topic. Number one, rivalry-wise, this is the biggest rivalry that we have in college sports. I don't care who you are. No one. So first thing, you have a built-in tailgate to to this game. It's already built in. You go to the Texas State Fair, which automatically is the best state fair in America. So you're walking up to the biggest tailgate. Everything's already there. You don't have to set anything up. And then you have these two teams that hate each other. And based off Twitter, based off YouTube, and all the arguments that have happened this week, it is no exception this year, even though Oklahoma has no team to put on the field except the defense, because that's all they can talk about. But there's no argument in this room with the rivalry of what's the best one. However, what do you boys feel is the second best rivalry in college football?
I'll go first. Yeah, I'll go first. That's fine with that. I'm going.
This
I'm
is
going.
This is y'all's party.
You're here.
Party, so.
Hey, you're in here, bro.
Let's go.
Come on. I'm going the Iron Bowl. I mean, I think that's the only other game that I could really think of that has the intensity, the magnitude of Texas OU, in my opinion. When those two teams play, it's another one of those. Doesn't matter the rankings. It doesn't matter, who's banged up, who's not. It's going to be a knockout, drag-out game. So I would say that's probably number 2 on my list. But honestly, obviously a little biased, but Texas OU, man, you can't touch it. The intensity of that game, split 50-50 in that stadium. I mean, we always talk about how we get disappointed when we're at DKR because fans are sitting down and being quiet. You don't have to worry about that in the Cotton Bowl. Like, the fans are up on their feet 99% of that game and screaming and yelling. I mean, you're getting the best out of both sides of that fan base. So the intensity is just unmatched. But I'd say if I have to rank a number 2, I'd have to go with that.
Yeah. I mean, Iron Bowl's great. I mean, I wrote down a few. I think the cocktail party, Florida versus Georgia.
Obviously, right now it's not going to be that great, but
that is not
in the
a rivalry right
yeah,
now.
right. It's going to be a beatdown this year, but in the past, it's been one of the top tier ones. And then an honorable mention, I put down Army Navy America's game. That one's always fun. I wouldn't call it crazy like environment, or I mean, it's just a game that pretty much everyone wants to tune into and watch. So,
Okay, that was actually mine.
yeah.
I want it to be
This year will be fantastic.
one of the biggest rivalries. Obviously for what it means, but the teams are, just never very good. So never really kind of comes
It's not the heavy
comes to
hitters.
fruition, the way we want it to. But that's the one that I really want to be that rivalry. I want it to be Ohio State, Michigan type of rivalry.
That's a good one to mention too.
You have a different one?
I really don't, honestly. I mean, obviously, you guys know me. I'm a big NFL guy, and I've been born, raised orange blood my whole life, and it's been Longhorn Nation for my whole family. So my experience has really just been with that. The OU and UT fandom. I don't really dive deep down into the other rivalries because I'm just so satisfied with the one that we have. I mean, you take the last game that we all went together with. That we were there in that shutout and that experience, and there's just nothing that can touch it. So when I think of something that compares to it, there's just we're in a league of its own. So that's just very conceited.
49-0 is not going to happen.
Obviously, that's why we're here.
I mean, we're talking about Army, Navy as honorable mentions. Come on, guys.
Here's the problem: is no one has mentioned the actual going to be second best rekindled rivalry.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's going to be A&M Texas. It's not going to be close. Okay. And they put on Twitter, hey, which one's the better rivalry for Texas? Is it Oklahoma or is it A&M? If you asked me last year, in the last 10 years, I would say Oklahoma because we don't play each other. Someone put the Twitter post out a week before the OU game. So obviously OU is going to be the one. However, so number one, I will still keep OU there for now. A&M, though, when we get to that game, and right now the way it's going, A&M looked very good last week.
Yeah,
it very well could be a deciding factor of who's going to the SEC championship, or are both teams going to go to the SEC championship if Texas were to lose? A&M wins out, Texas wins out, Texas ends up losing the A&M game. They go back to the SEC. They go to Atlanta to play each other again. We've got a wild show coming up on our hands if this actually happens. But A&M Texas after this year will be the second best rivalry.
Right.
Well,
is it really a rivalry though? If you're on your little brother,
let's be fair here.
You know what I'm saying?
Oklahoma could say the same thing about us. Let's be real here.
Well, I mean, I would like to see them try this year.
This year they have nothing. They have put every excuse out in the world. I've never seen someone cry about all of their injured lists. We've had that before. We also went out and beat you a couple times when we had an injury list like that. So
we got like 4 running backs out today. Exactly. So join the club, man.
Exactly.
The one that I actually enjoyed, probably like mid 2010s, was LSU Bama. I felt like for a few years there, those two were juggernauts, and that was fun to watch. It was always defensive. It was always, low scoring game. It was football, the way football should be played.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see that, kind of come back to what it used to be, who we know these two teams are, but we'll see how that goes.
If Arkansas could get good, I'm telling you,
we almost made it 10 minutes into the podcast with the Arkansas brought up.
I'm just saying, if Arkansas actually turns out like eventually to be a good football team, and that rivalry right there. Now that rivalry we don't really understand unless you actually go to the game. Arkansas hates us so much that I mean that they would root for a hurricane to hit before like Texas wins. Like that's
too soon, man.
Yeah.
Too soon.
This hurricane seemed to be tame. Okay. So North Carolina still praying for you guys. Florida, they were out there Baker Mayfield's out there jogging in front of some weather. It's like, what is going on here? Also, just so you know, we can see the chat. Wick Topo, what's up, man? Hook 'em. Get in the chat. We have had an explosion of subscribers the last week and a half. We've gained 100 subscribers in the last week and a half. So
thanks to TJ's edit.
Guys.
Yeah, hey, good
job, man.
Let's get going. We're going to continue on this year. Nothing but bigger and better things. We're growing, learning every day on how to make this better for you guys and bring you more information that you won't ever use ever again. But that's what we like to do. We like to talk about this stuff. So thank you guys, but continue to like and subscribe to videos. We appreciate you guys. So, okay, we got over rivalries. Let's talk about this top 10 because right now South Carolina is winning 19-14 with
wild,
2 minutes left in the second. It was 14
crap.
to nothing.
I didn't see they went up.
Bro,
went
it
up.
is getting wild. I don't understand what has happened to Alabama.
Love to see it.
So this also comes up with how bad is Georgia?
Yes.
Because I mean, Alabama beat Georgia, and now Alabama's going to lose to South Carolina and Vandy. Who do you not? So we'll talk about top 10 real quick. Who doesn't deserve to be in the top 10 right now? There's 2 easy answers for me. I'm going to let y'all have the softball one.
I mean,
Miami.
Softball.
Got it.
I don't know. I had a hard time, because I answered that question first when we were going through our prep stuff. I answered Miami, but then I started filling out my bracket afterwards, and I was like, I still have Miami pretty high. Like their schedule looks so easy,
Yeah.
but they keep looking terrible every week and somehow squeaking out a win. I don't think they deserve to be top 10, but they're going to keep winning.
You
They're
put
gonna keep
them up
winning.
against any team in the top 10, they're going to get demolished.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see as the season goes. But right now, I've got Ole Miss, man. I
Yeah.
feel like they're a little bit overrated. They lost to Kentucky.
Fighting words,
Right.
Jaron.
We have waited for Jaron to not be here yet.
Hey, man, when he gets here, whenever that is, whatever
It's
week
on
he's
site.
here, just make sure I'm here so we could talk about
He'll
it.
be here within the next
But
hour.
I've got Ole Miss right now, man. They
Yeah.
lost to Kentucky, and I feel like right now they would lose to a team made up of cooks from KFC.
Called out.
The Colonel being the quarterback.
Oh.
That's how bad I think they are. So
I mean, we're going to find out
Dang, man.
this evening against
Yeah.
LSU.
Zach, who you got?
Man, I think we should add an S to the end of that question. The team. I think there's teams. I think that I'm going to go one step further, or maybe 3 steps further, and say that there's 4 teams that are not going to make it. I'll just call out a couple too, but the big surprising ones that I think people may or may not agree with: Alabama for sure. I don't think Alabama makes the playoffs. Not out the top 10. We talk about Vandy. Look at this game now.
Let
with
me
South Carolina.
ask you a question because we did a bracket. Did you have Alabama in the bracket before you saw this game?
I had them at 12.
Okay, then.
I had them at 12.
Okay.
This is more information. Right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Was Vandy a fluke? Would the ball bounce different their way we're seeing that now 2 weeks in a row that there's a problem in Alabama.
brother,
there's
the game
there's
is not even over
there's
yet.
a big-
You're changing your mind.
I'm just saying, man.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just saying.
Who's the other one?
There's crack.
Who's the other
And
one
then
you got in
and
there?
then Georgia too, right? I think Georgia's overrated. I think they're overhyped. I do think that they make the playoffs, of course, but I don't think that they'll make the top 10. And then I have 2 other teams as well. I think there's gonna be a big shakeup. I think 40% of the top 10 teams
They're all
teams
frauds.
I think there is.
You know there still has to be
Miami
a
and
top
Ole Miss.
10.
Who are your 2 other teams?
We're gonna-
Miami and Ole Miss.
Miami and Ole Miss, yeah.
Wow. What? Tennessee hasn't been mentioned yet. Tennessee, I do not think, with their rookie quarterback, I do not think they're going to be good. Like, it's crazy. Like, they for whatever reason they held back their offense. Like, I don't know why, but they're still working on stuff.
Yeah, the Tennessee offense they look super explosive in those gimme games. Then as soon as they got faced with the real defense, it's like you're seeing that youth at quarterback, you're seeing the youth on the line that they have. It's just kind of getting exposed. And I think you can really say the same thing about Ole Miss as well. We were talking about their cupcake games to start the season, and we were like, dang, this offense with Jackson Dart's, legit. And then all of a sudden they run into Kentucky, and then even their last couple weeks, man, their defense has really bailed them out of games. So there's a lot of question marks on Ole Miss too. So strange year for the SEC to start. I mean, we're used to beating each other up. That's what we see year in and year out. But we're not seeing the same dominance that I feel like we've seen in the past with the SEC.
Yeah.
The juggernauts, right? Yeah, your Bama, your LSU, your teams that you're like really fearing to go face. We're not seeing that as much, and that's Texas' opportunity, obviously, to take over that role and bring it home. So, but yeah, interesting with the SEC this year.
Is it that they're not good, or that the SEC just so dominant. That every team
Yeah.
every week is like you got to bring it.
Yeah.
Every single week, or else you're going to lose.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could be the fact that the SEC is just a lot deeper, especially with the whole NIL stuff and some of these schools being able to pay some of these players to get in, and it just being more parity across the board. But yeah,
I think that's a really, really good point. I think NIL is really going to shake things up. And then you kind of have to ask too, all of a sudden you see this big change up in all the conferences. And it just so happens that, the SEC went and grabbed two of the best talents out of the Big 12, and almost like they were predicting that this was going to be an issue that they saw on the roadmap and looked at Nick Saban's coming at the end of his tenure with Alabama. They started seeing a shift. They knew NIL was coming. They knew that was potentially going to bring some mix up. And so now you're starting to see it all play out. And I think there's going to be a lot of change in the NCAA, and you are going to see a lot of shakeup because these schools do have funding and now they have access. It's not just the history of their programs, but now they actually have money. And you're seeing with these holdouts, who was the last, the two players, the quarterback,
UNLV.
Yeah, UNLV, right?
Who popped off again last night.
Exactly. And he just took off strictly for money.
Yeah.
And so if it's a money thing, these universities and these, out of these power schools are going to have it, and they're going to be able to. And so it's going to be interesting to see some of these smaller schools or not as historically known for their football programs start to develop over the next few years. I think it's going to be exciting.
Mentioned that, and that's really interesting. And sort of my counter to that is Florida State.
Yeah.
Right. They went and they got a whole bunch of players via the portal. And even Saban was like, yeah, that's an issue. Like, that's not a team. You're just bringing in a bunch of talented individuals. That does not make a team.
Right.
So there are teams who obviously do get better via that. But at the same time, you do have your Florida States who.
For sure. But I think
Go
that was
the
a
opposite
systematic issue and not an actual talent pool. I agree. I think everyone can agree that they were able to get some talent, but I think the system issue there organizationally for Florida State is what caused that problem. I think there was a lot of things.
Well,
there.
I don't know if you guys saw, but they did just finish the lawsuit. They just came with the lawsuit settlements on past. Number one, there's past players that are getting paid now from like 2016, I believe, all the way up until NIL. And then now they've changed the way scholarships work to where it used to be you had 85 scholarships, but then you'd have 105 roster spots. What was happening is they were basically using NIL money as scholarships. Now they've adjusted that where you can only use, like, basically scholarships are not able to be paid for with NIL now. So there's a big shakeup in the last week that I was trying to read up on. And I still can't understand
I didn't
all
hear
of
anything
it.
about that.
But basically the roster spots dropped to where basically they'll match up with where they can't. And then Texas, I think, because I saw that Texas was going to have to pay $11.5 million out of their pocket basically for that. And we're one of the only teams that can do that. Like, everyone else is, hey, getting screwed on this.
Right.
So that's something that developed this week. So we'll do a little bit more diving into that and kind of research that and talk about that. But there's a lot of, they're finally getting to a point where we're getting a little more control and salary caps, which is crazy to say in college football.
How does that work?
It's I don't know
that
because
will be
they can only.
to,
the problem is they can only cap certain amount, like certain things, because
and
you can
they
still
can
have
only cap what
companies.
they actually know.
Right.
Because you've got the bag man, right? You've
Right.
got that dude that goes to high school, gives the high school players a little brown paper bag that nobody really knows about. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes moving
Say hi,
forward.
Sarah.
Yeah, that's going to be something interesting in the college world, because obviously I think these players should be paid. I don't know how you guys feel about that. So I am happy that's happening. It'll be interesting how they kind of legitimize all of that. And,
I think they should be paid for their image and everything, but it's like your jersey sales, like things that the university is making money on. Yeah, I think they should be paid for that. But now you've got the coldest being sponsored by an air conditioning company, and you know that someone's just pumping money to the air conditioning company and saying, hey, pay this guy this money.
I mean, there are ways.
So there's plenty of ways going around it. And that's where we got to change that a little bit. We've got to control it to a point. Like, it's getting out of control. Like, Travis Hunter was offered $1.5 million to go somewhere else, and he denied it. because he knew he would benefit where he's at right now. But I mean,
did you see what he said would take him to stay for next year? $40 million.
Really?
He said come back to Colorado next year for $40 million.
Okay. See, now it's getting out of control.
What you got, guys? They're probably trying to empty their pockets to figure out a way to keep him there one more year. But yeah, it's ridiculous.
We've got Jordan Elbers chiming in over here.
Oh,
Scholarship
nice.
changes will be huge for other sports. Yep, that is very,
not
very
just
true.
football across the
Yeah,
board.
the scholarships was a big thing for that. Now there is, of course, the Title IX now coming into effect, and I was reading up on that too, of how do these get distributed and all that. So it'll be interesting. But I read like 90% of this was affected with men's basketball, men's football, like 90% of it.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting to see. Anything else on that before we move on? I feel like we could talk about that for
so that could be its own
I
podcast.
could open up a
on
whole
its
can
own.
of worms on it too.
We got the game coming up, boys. So we're going to move on to the next topic. Okay. Bevo is the best live mascot in college football. What is the second best live mascot in college football?
Does he have to go to the games?
No, it's not necessarily. If the school has a live mascot,
Yeah.
then yeah, you're good.
Mike the Tiger.
Mike, he goes to games sometimes.
Yeah, not very often though.
Yeah.
I thought they had completely stopped now.
Okay, that is actually mine too. Mike the Tiger is probably the sickest one. Baylor Bear is pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the bear, but I have gone to see the Baylor Bear in this habitat.
The Buffalo too, right? Colorado.
Is it
Is that your pick?
I'm waiting.
Well,
I wrote down a few.
I don't, want to get you guys canceled.
No, cancel it up, dude. You're trying to say Bevo is not the number one live mascot?
That's not what I'm trying to say.
Oh boy.
You know what? Let's.
No. Let's do it.
I was gonna make a horrible joke.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
You know what Miami's mascot is?
The Hurricane. Yeah,
Ooh.
but it's a cane. but it's a
too soon?
It's alive. It's alive.
that is
It is
a live.
alive.
Probably is the best
Yeah.
live.
Wow.
It's the most dominant for sure.
Well, based off of this
If we-
last one, they did not show up.
If
with
we
full
are
force,
sticking
so.
to college sports,
Yes,
I'll go Stanford.
the Cardinal.
the
That's
tree.
free.
The tree?
I know.
Do they call
Yeah,
it Cardinal?
Why not?
I don't know.
It's
Is that-
Cardinal, the Stanford Cardinal. I don't know if it's actually called the Cardinal, but that's
Or Georgia Bulldogs.
the Bulldog. Yeah,
That's
Whack.
But there's
Whack.
What's the other Bulldog? What's the other live Bulldog?
You say whack.
It's Uga and the
Mississippi
who's the
State.
Mississippi State's got a
Mississippi
Bulldog,
Yeah.
and then you've got Lassie over at A&M, Lame Dog.
I also wrote down the FSU Indian on the horse. Does that count as a live mascot? And the horse
That is-
and a person?
Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah.
I also do love when the Sooners
Tip
wagon
over their wagon?
tip-
Oh,
yep.
yeah, that is hold on.
That's absolutely.
We're going to
brilliant.
do this. I'm just going to take this away for a second.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there it
You
is.
got
The
there on
bottom
the
right.
thumbnail.
Bottom right. It's in the thumbnail. Yeah, perfect. Zach, I really want to hear what yours was.
Oh,
Say it.
Second?
Say
That's-
it.
I was mentioning.
You already said it, but say
the
it.
Tigers, my second.
no.
but-
Were
Okay,
you already
say it.
primed
I
to
was-
whoever brought this one up?
This is what I was saying. When that's why I was like, I don't want to talk about it. But let me just talk to you guys in Colorado. Your buffalo is not a buffalo. Look it up.
We've already gone down.
It is a bison.
Oh, yeah.
It is in Colorado. Fans have no idea. I actually argued this with a Colorado fan like 6-7 months ago. He's like, dude, you're just wrong. I said, no, you're wrong. Look it up. There is only bisons, and also the D2 champions that are
Well,
about to go.
actually,
The D2 champions. Hold on. I'm taking a point here.
all right.
D2 champions, Harding, Bison going back to back. I don't know if you guys are in on this, but I went to Harding University. That's where I graduated from. They are D2 champions, and no one can touch them, and they do nothing but run the football. I'm not kidding. They have 20 passes on the
In
entire
true
season right
bison
now,
fashion.
and they are beating everybody by 50 points. Their defense and triple option. That is all they run, and it is the craziest thing. So if you're not on the bandwagon of the D2 and you need to throw some money on somewhere, I don't even know. It's a Christian college, so I don't even know if they'll allow you to bet on Harding, but I would definitely
There goes
take
Clemson.
Harding as number one. Yeah, Clemson's running away with it now. Would the FSU Seminole count as a live mascot? Oh, that did.
Yeah,
Okay, that you were reading.
I mean,
off
it's
that?
half man, half horse.
Yeah,
I'd count it.
But
Yeah,
then is
that's a good one.
But then
I
is
love
the
their
USC Trojan.
Yeah.
Yeah, spiking the
That's-
spear in the field.
Is the Texas Red Raider the guy that's going to town on the bell? Is that their live?
You see that another one like go viral for
Oh,
it? Like
the
it's in the-
cheerleader that got barreled
No, it was a
over?
guy doing the exact same thing again.
Oh, they do it every year. No, they do it on purpose at this point.
Do they? Okay.
Yes, it's literally on
You go
every
viral,
year.
you get views.
Yes. Well, then the cheerleader got barreled over. I don't know if you saw that, but
I did see
the
that.
Red
Yeah,
Raiders
yeah.
and A&M now go hand in hand.
I did want to give an honorable mention to the University of California Santa Cruz Banana Slugs. Thought that's a great mascot. So yeah,
Banana
I'm sorry, what?
dude.
Banana Slugs.
If we're ever playing the Banana Slugs, I'm just bringing salt to the game.
Yeah.
That's the go-to.
Deep pool, man.
Well,
Okay. Next question. We'll pour through these because then we got to get to the games. Storming the field, yes or no?
Rarely.
Depends on the university.
Does Texas this
Yeah.
year storm the field?
No.
No,
It's no.
we're too good.
after a natty,
if Georgia was number one
No.
and coming into Austin,
No.
there was 50-50 from what I understand.
Yeah, it's very.
But there is a third one that no one thought about, and that is Chris Del Conte, who lines up the student section with yellow security shirts all the way around the last time they were going to do that.
yeah,
Texas will not be rushing any field.
no,
Number one, act like you've been there. Like, come on.
Have we ever?
have.
Did we
We looked
have?
that
Someone
up.
look it up.
1984.
Yeah.
It's Houston.
Yeah, Houston.
U of H.
Long time ago.
I forget what year it was. That's probably wrong, but it was a long time.
Yeah,
ago.
it was.
No,
it was
I
30
feel, I
plus
feel like
years.
Vanderbilt did it right. It was a big
Oh,
one for them.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. it
Yeah,
depends on
now,
the
a
university.
massive underdog.
Yeah,
I get it.
But
Big
here's
win for
the-
them.
the-
And they kept it going.
The
They
problem,
made
Yeah.
sure everybody knew what was happening.
correct.
The whole city.
The whole.
Yeah.
But here's the
If
problem
you're gonna
is
do it big.
that stadium's
That's
been
it.
under construction for 10 years. You just reversed it by breaking down the goalposts. So now there's more construction added onto that stadium. That
Who
that thing
cares?
will never finish.
Who
ever.
cares?
Tear it
It's
down.
just-
Tear the whole thing
Burn it
down.
down.
That means you beat
money,
Bama?
Money comes and goes.
They-
Wins
well,
like that do not.
They got fined for it.
Yeah.
But,
Oh,
but
yeah.
FCC.
Oh,
Well,
Arkansas got fined way more though.
Did
I
they?
don't know if y'all saw that. Vanderbilt and Arkansas
oh yeah,
got fined
Arkansas got
Wait, why they get
like
fined
two-
more?
because
I don't know,
I think it's
something.
Arkansas is a repeat offender. I don't think Vanderbilt.
Guys keep breaking
I
everything.
think they're like, give Vanderbilt a break here.
Okay. Do you guys want to do brackets or no? It's okay to say no.
I mean, I
I-
didn't really know how we
I
were
think
gonna.
it'd be a
We're just
lot.
gonna read them off and talk about them. I don't know.
Maybe just highlight some big differences maybe in your bracket.
All right,
versus
so we're just
another?
gonna do this. We're gonna do mid-season.
At least do the top four.
We're doing our top four, and we're gonna do our G5.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what we're gonna do. Top four G5.
Top four
Easy
G5.
enough.
Okay, so I am taking Texas at 1.
Yep.
I am taking Oregon at 2.
Mm,
I am taking SMU at 3.
ponies.
Really?
At 3.
SMU's been my
I mean,
pick
yeah,
from
he's
the
been
beginning
picking
of the
them
year.
for a
Okay.
conference champ all season.
So I can't back down from that. And then I am taking Iowa State. 4.
Wow.
So we are
Which I'm sure Iowa State will actually be 3 and
Yeah.
SMU will be 4. But and then my G5, I mean, it's got to be Army.
Yeah.
I've got to take Army. It's going to come down to that. It's got to. Notre Dame needs to lay down for both those teams. Like it's something that America needs right now. in the middle of division. Yeah, we need that badly. So yeah, I'm taking Army.
Jordan's letting us know that we stormed Kyle Field once.
Oh,
we gotta pull the archive on that
we
one.
stormed somebody else's.
Thought that was
field?
fun.
Hold on.
Wait, did you do it?
yeah.
If
That
you
was
got
fun.
If you got arrested on the field and you stormed by yourself, that's not a storm.
Streaking or storm?
Come on and tell that story if that's true.
I mean, I mean, he could technically call in. I think. Throwing
I'll do my
sugar
teams.
cubes at
Are you gonna
Uh,
steal mine as you're looking down at my phone right
I'm
now?
just- I'm-
Yeah, what's the
no,
four?
I have mine in my head. I'll go G5. I'll go Army as well. Just I always want them to do well, so that's that. But top 4, we'll go Texas. I'll go Ohio State. I would like to see Miami in it. I don't think they're a very good team, but I'm a believer in Cam Ward. I think he's
Underdog story. I like it.
probably going to win the Heisman. If it's not, like Genty or somebody going crazy.
Yeah.
And then the 4th team,
Your Big 12.
the big.
I'd be the Big 12 winner for your 4th because you just got ACC, SEC. Right.
Yeah, so that's why it's the conference
conference champions of each
I
of the
guess
top 4.
Iowa State.
Yeah.
They're close to the top 10, I think.
Them and BYU.
You just
That
read
was
my
not-
list.
Oh my!
Well, don't leave it open, dude.
Well, I was
No,
getting
but
ready to
that's
go,
actually-
and then he like started talking. He was staring right
I
at
was
it.
gonna pick Alabama instead of Iowa State, but having that many SEC teams in there, they all have to play each other, and it's gonna. I don't know who that 4th team is gonna be, but top 3, I'd like to see Texas, Ohio State, and Miami in there somewhere.
Well, I have the
Oh
exact.
my God! South Carolina picks it off.
Wow.
Alabama's going to lose again, dude. This is, ladies and gentlemen, Twitter world's about to explode again, which is not very good compared to last week.
I haven't seen what kind of shirt is he wearing
Oh,
today.
dude, this
Is it the shirt's fault?
yeah, dude. Oh my goodness.
So,
Man.
Steph, you got the same?
I have the same one except for my G5. I have
What's your G5?
Boise.
You got
State.
Boise? Yeah,
they
Boise
both-
State.
Jansen's going crazy.
Yeah,
What about
yeah,
you,
yeah.
Zach?
Bro, what?
But
Boise?
what?
Boise, yeah. Who you got? I feel like Zach's gonna pull somebody crazy out of here.
Oh, yeah, I definitely am. So, yeah, Texas, obviously. I mean, you guys are watching the Guys of Texas podcast, so yes.
Yeah, dude. I'll throw you off. All right.
Obviously, Texas number 1, hands down. I got Oregon at number 2, Clemson at
Yeah.
number 3, Iowa State at number 4, and I don't even know if this is possible to have with one loss already.
It's possible.
But looking at that G5, JMU.
JMU.
Okay, yeah.
Little sleeper.
What they did against
Yeah,
North
it's a sleeper.
Carolina, what their offense has been able to put up against some things, I think they can surprise some people.
That is going to be weird. I also think here's the other. We were talking about rankings. Vandy is getting overlooked. Like,
Yeah.
go back and look at their schedule. Like, they've played really well to not be their team. Michigan should not be in there by far.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Michigan should be in before Vandy, or after Vandy. So that I think overlooked Vandy right now. I mean, our schedule's a gauntlet. We've got Oklahoma today, we've got Georgia next week, and we got Vandy going to Vandy. Let's see if they can find goalposts by the time they we
Tough
get out
stadium
there.
to play in.
Yeah, dude. And then Kentucky. I mean, we got a gauntlet. Okay. Everyone good there? Keys to the game today. We're going to talk real quick about the Red River. What is your key? God, fumbled the football. I mean, the South Carolina just got in the bag and they just keep
Ridiculous.
giving it away.
Bama got it back.
And I know of a man.
All right, what's your keys to the game today? Real quick.
Containment.
Yep.
I mean, that's the biggest factor we need to focus on is just containing your quarterback. He hasn't proven his arm. If we can keep him contained and just don't allow him to escape the pocket, I think we should be great. Force him to pass.
James Bond. Throw it to Bond.
Yep.
Throw it to
Speed
Bond,
Bond.
run it well. Keep our defense fresh. We've got a better team, obviously. If you can keep the defense fresh, have long drives on offense, I feel like we should pretty much take this. But that's it.
Yeah, I do think it's going to, be on our defense's shoulders to be successful in this game. I'm a little nervous with Quinn being out for a bit and coming straight back into the mix midseason. So we'll see what that looks like. But yeah, I just think as long as our defense plays, I think we're good.
This guy's begging for Arch to play today. He's begging.
We run the score up high
Yeah.
enough, maybe he will.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'd say control the trenches, man. It's going to be key. Defensive line controlling the run, containing the quarterback, and then offensively establishing a run game, being able to extend these drives, and then Jordan Elbers over here kind of stole another one of mine. No turnovers.
Yep.
Hold on to the ball. Don't give them opportunities to score easy points. Make them work for all their points. Make them work for their drives. So no turnovers, no gimmies.
Mine is very simple. Keep from drinking too many beers before the game because we're just going to have a good time all day today because Oklahoma has no team to put on the field. We will kill them today. I've never been more confident in something. Texas, even if we play a mediocre offense, we are still going to demolish Oklahoma.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So we went to Red River.
Yeah.
And we smoked them.
Yeah.
49-0.
Yeah.
Okay.
We sat in the OU end zone.
Right. We sat in the end zone 49-0.
Yeah.
Is our team as a whole better now than then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And is Oklahoma better or worse?
Oh, they're worse.
Exactly.
No, they're not.
They're worse. I think their defense is not, but their offense is worse.
I don't think
with
their
what
offense
they're
is
putting
worse.
on what they're putting on the field.
I mean, they were really bad that year.
They have 5
I mean,
wide receivers.
We're
out.
talking about the team that was on the field against us that day. They didn't have a quarterback at all.
That's
They
true.
still
That is true.
don't.
You're right. You're right.
I mean-
you are right.
They had a running back playing quarterback
Yeah.
at times.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Touche.
sitting here. Yeah. Anyways.
Okay. Can I bring up a topic? I know you guys did.
What you got, man?
You mentioned Arch.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do this. I
I
avoided it.
Let's go there.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I think we should. I think it's a great idea, Victor.
All right. Awesome. Obviously, we've got he's played the last 2 games.
Yeah.
He's played well. Right. Got our boy coming back. Do you think how close do you think this competition is? 1, and then 2, do you think that we owe anything to the starting quarterback, like as far as him just coming back and immediately going back to being the starter?
Are you?
Who is that directed
Are
to?
you?
You
You're
were
looking at
looking
me.
I mean, it looked like it's straight to Zach.
Because he's sitting across from me, but that's to everybody. It's just
Okay.
a general discussion. Like, let's really talk about this. Who gives us the best chance to make a deep run and to go into this playoffs to win a national championship?
Vic, do you know about the beef that TJ and I have?
I
had
do not.
For,
Let's hear
I
it.
did not bring this up.
Let's
Okay.
hear it.
So
Oh wait, you didn't know?
no,
I did not.
I can swear.
Oh.
I thought he was staring straight at Zach because of it.
yeah, exactly. So I'll let our host kind of just.
Okay, so we got a text in preseason of basically Zach saying, "Art." I don't want to try and misquote this, so correct me if I'm wrong. Of basically saying Arch is elite. He needs to be starting this year, and then basically that Quinn is not elite and is not. He's a good quarterback, you said. However, he's not elite. Is that a fair assessment? And would you like to add anything to that?
No, I would not correct anything that you said.
Okay. So you're still on the bandwagon of if you were the coach, who would you put out there today for this game?
Based on last week's performance, which was still good, mind you,
I'm going to throw
from
something.
Arch.
I'm going to throw something.
I will say, no. So we've been going at it, guys. We've been going him and I, and that's part of the big
Yes.
reason why he wanted to bring us on. This was going to be a topic. We didn't know how much we were going to go into it or not. We are limited time with 20 minutes or so left, but we've been going back and forth on what we thought on what should happen and play out here. I do think, and what I found over the past couple of weeks, that we're in agreement on this. It's just a matter of timing and as of when. But I think Arch Manning is the best Texas quarterback that we've ever had, ever. And so for me, I think that he is going to be elite. I think he's going to be a first overall pick in the NFL draft. But I have come down to earth a little bit since last week's performance. Even though it was good, I saw some things. Even though he had over 80% completion rate, there were some things that I saw that I felt that Quinn would have done a little bit better. And I kind of came back and said, okay, you know what? I think for the rest of this run, Quinn got us here. He's been our quarterback. We should remain with him. And I do think that's the case.
That's
so
crazy.
I've come back a little bit,
Yeah,
but I
that's crazy
still
to me,
stand
'cause
by
even
my
last-
point.
Yeah, but even last game, I actually was like, oh, he's actually learning some stuff because that one play that he overthrew the wide receiver, like by a good amount, that was a slant. I went, oh, he saw that linebacker last second and threw it away and didn't let anybody catch it.
Right.
Like he was making better decisions last week than he was the week before. So I think Arch will be a very, very, very good quarterback. However, he's got Quinn and Sark in his ear right now. This is the best time for him to play when he was able to. But now that Quinn is back, Quinn already has all this knowledge, and he's played in this game 2 times already. He knows what it's like to win. He knows what it's like to lose and to be in a close game. This isn't
Do
close.
you think it's a close competition?
No.
Okay.
No.
And one more question. Do you think we owe Quinn the starting position, the starting spot, at least for this year?
For what he's done in his development, yes. I think as
we don't
far
owe
as
him. He's
the
earned it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the decisions
in my
on the
opinion.
field that he makes, I think are a lot. He controls the football a lot. You know, he doesn't have but 2 rushing yards, I think it is, on the season.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He's a good manager type player.
Yeah.
You said something that I immediately wanted to punch you in the throat for.
He went up.
You
I saw him.
stupid
Like,
thing.
hold on.
You said
Jeez.
Arch is the best quarterback we've ever had.
Over Vince Young, yes.
Over Vince Young, over
already?
Colt McCoy.
Already?
Yes. Yeah, no,
He
he will be. Obviously, he
okay.
started
Yeah,
a couple
okay.
games.
You think his
Okay,
potential?
that's
How,
right.
how-
Oh.
yeah, how can we make that statement?
Oh
now?
Lord.
Yeah,
Oh no.
that he will be. Yeah, he had 2 good games. Come on, man. Like in
That's
last week
why I
was his first
immediately
start.
He has
dude,
the
my
most potential
eyes
of any
Yeah.
quarterback.
went to the back of my
It's a
head.
bold prediction that
Which
he
is
will
what I
be.
said. I said that a couple weeks ago when
I
we were
mean,
talking about this.
what-
I think he has potential to do that.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, he's obviously one of the fastest on
Yeah.
the team.
Bro, the swagger that he walked, like I watched in the last game we were there, the swagger he walks out with is
Yeah.
crazy.
He's
He
a man.
controls that field.
He's
Well,
got
man-
the swagger.
I
He's
don't know
got
if
the
he is a
aura.
Manning because the way he runs.
Right, but his dad, he wasn't a quarterback like his brother.
Right,
He was a
correct.
wide receiver, so
Correct.
he's built a little bit different. But my thing is if Quinn comes out and he loses this football game, he throws 2 picks and we lose this football game, or it's close even. We win by 3, by a last-second field goal. I think it is a conversation. I think it will happen because Arch hasn't faltered. He's come out gunning, and we talk about a prospect of, Arch's, pedigree. This is a slower development process for him of his pedigree and his caliber. So let's not negate that completely. To have a guy come out, to a school like this with this amount of hype, with this amount of pedigree, to redshirt him and as a redshirt freshman still not have an opportunity, that makes me feel uncomfortable. And I just look at some of the guys that our program has let loose, that have gone past, the Baker Mayfields of the world, the Drew Breeses, Mahomes, all local guys to the area that went elsewhere because we missed out on. So yeah, there was a lot of fear.
Baker sucks.
There was a lot of fear. And while what we're seeing in the NFL, that's not necessarily true, right?
Well,
So-
yeah, it translates different.
Right.
He finally had a coach actually.
but my
teach him.
fear is that, man, if we screw this up, if we make him sit this long, he's going to go to the transfer portal. And so
Okay.
now that I know that it's not happening, I've calmed down a little
Right.
bit. Say, okay.
So it was more of a
I
fear
see.
of losing him
for
versus,
sure.
Okay,
That's
I can
understandable.
understand a little bit. Yeah, Arch holds the ball for too long. He did. Yeah, I agree with you, Jordan. Like his first game, he was sitting in that pocket. I mean, he put a campfire up and just sat in the pocket. But yeah, he has gotten better.
Yep.
What?
Who do you think is better for the offense? And that sort of goes along with what Jordan is saying here.
question,
If
yeah.
y'all were Sark, what is, or I'm assuming is he means
Yeah,
what
he's
will
yeah.
have to happen in this game for you to bench Ewers and put in Arch? 2 INTs, 3 question mark.
I think it has to show that Ewers is not healthy.
Yes,
I
that's
think,
the only
I think
way.
if
he's
he
going
gets hit and you see that he throws a pick and he's not looking right, he's not looking like himself, that's the only way I see them making a change, in my opinion. If it's just he's out there healthy and he does make a few mistakes, I think Sark lets him stay in there and figure out those mistakes personally. But I just don't see it happening.
Don't start
I mean-
asking questions like that. Putting 2 INTs, 3 INTs right before the game. Either Jordan.
Yeah.
Don't you put that on me.
That's a lum right there.
I'm not benching unless he's hurt. I'm not benching him.
Okay.
It's not happening.
I like Arch. Love Arch actually.
Oh, he's gonna be
But
fantastic.
I do think you stick with Quinn. I think it's probably his last year. And for him,
Oh, it is.
yeah,
for sure.
for the program as a whole, it's a better look to stick with them and just kind of tell the world that we're behind our guy.
Yeah.
No matter what. And then Arch can have his time when that time comes, which, probably just next year. So
He's got to show out the next 2 weeks too for this Heisman hopeful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
he has to
two
show out
big
the rest of
games
the
for
year.
sure.
These 2 games, he has to absolutely. I mean, he's got to put up 400 passing yards today.
I think that ship sailed.
Oh
No,
no,
I don't think so.
He's missed 2 games.
Look
man.
at all the Heisman
A
people.
good day today.
I mean,
could launch him right back
right
up.
now you've got what is it, Javante from what's his name from Boise? What's the running back's name from Boise?
Is it
Ashton Genty?
Yeah, Genty. Yeah. And then you've got Travis Hunter. Those 2. Everyone else, not Beck, no.
Yeah, you
You
can
got
cycle anybody
Cam-
else
Cam
in.
Ward.
Dart, no.
Cam Ward is
Cam
doing
Ward,
things.
no.
Nah.
Look at who he's playing. No,
He
absolutely
keeps having to be
not.
bailed out every
Look,
game.
Yeah.
he's
still putting
putting
up numbers, though.
his team on his shoulder.
Yeah,
and that's
for
what
the
you-
refs
that's-
putting him on his
Putting him on my
shoulder.
back.
too.
That's what you ask of a Heisman Trophy
No,
winner.
no,
and he hasn't
not
missed,
against
he hasn't
Cal.
missed 2 games. So
Bro, I mean,
that's the only
the 2
fault
games
that
doesn't
Quinn
matter.
has right now is he's missed 2 games, and I think that you kind of have to mark that down.
I mean, I
Like,
hear
he's-
that, but at the same time, he goes off against the rest of our schedule that we have in the SEC. There's no argument
Hey,
there.
those are my boys, but when Arch is able to come in and do what he did the past couple games,
Yeah.
that tells me that Ewers is not really. We don't need him that much.
Yep.
Miami needs Cam. Boise needs Ashton,
Yes.
and they've showed out every single week.
Whew.
So that's
Ashton
what I ask
is-
of a
These men's
of a
putting up
Heisman
video
Trophy
game
winner.
numbers, dude.
And that's
Like, it's
simply
crazy.
why I think Ewers is probably not in the run at the moment anymore.
At the moment, that's what.
Yeah.
No, I think he can. I think he starts going off. I think he can still at least go to New
the
York.
next 2 weeks.
I'm not saying he's going to win it, but at least go
No.
to New York. I mean, that'd
It
be
changes
This-
weekly, right? Everybody was talking about freaking Milrow a week ago. 2 weeks
Right.
ago.
exactly.
He was
If-
clear cut, easy favorite, and now we're looking at he's dropped all the way down. His stock's dropped. I mean, it changes week to week depending on who has the best performance.
As a
in this
Texas
side.
fan, I need him to get to New York and
Yeah.
not get voted the Heisman because that's what happens. We get denied the Heisman and we win the championship. So that's what I need at least to get to New York. Heisman winner goes to the Texas QB room. That is correct. Yes. What about Blue at running back? Does he start? Yes. Yes, Blue does
Yeah.
start today. But you'll see a lot of Gibson. You'll see Wingo with the jet sweep.
Is Wisner questionable at all?
No.
He's looked great too.
No.
Yeah, I don't
he
think
has looked
he's.
good.
Yeah, no, we've
he didn't
got
pop up on
we've
that.
got full blown talent still back on the field again.
I could see Blue having a bounce back game. That was
Yes.
tough to
Oh,
see
for
him
sure.
cough up the ball like that. We've seen him do that a couple of times over his career, and I feel like he'll bounce back today. Still have full faith in him being the main guy out of the backfield.
All right. That being said, let's wrap this up. You guys want to do a 5-game parlay or no? We can do that offline.
Yeah, we can do that
Yeah,
offline.
We'll do that
We're
offline.
doing game predictions.
We
as
do
well.
want game prediction. Yeah, we've done one. You can change it if you want to. But go ahead.
Who's going first?
Yeah,
Elliot, what do you think the score is going to be? Come on. You're in here. What do you think the score is going to be? 30-0. You heard it here
Solid
first.
pick. Solid
Hook 'em,
pick.
baby.
Unfortunately, if he actually gets this, we're betting everything in Vegas next week against Georgia. So
We'll let the guests go with their picks.
Yes.
I got
Everybody can know ours.
38-17 Longhorns.
38-17.
Okay.
What about you, Vic?
Dude,
what was our
let's do 42-21. Just
42-21.
simple. Yeah, I think they will
Double
score,
them up.
but I don't see them coming anywhere close to beating us.
Yeah.
So,
I think Jordan agrees with
There
the,
you go.
the better Texas
Oh.
team.
Yep, 63-0. Yep,
Yeah.
the real UT.
Love it.
I had 38-10.
You have
I'm gonna stick with that.
38-10. Yep.
I'll stick with that
You have
number.
34-14.
Mine's- Yeah, 34-14. I mean, I think we're going to score more than that. That was my safe pick. But
Yeah, I have 48-10, and I am going to change it to 56-10. I just could not be more confident. I don't care. Like all of you on Twitter, you can all screw off.
Beefing on Twitter's gotten you so worked up.
I know that they've got bookmark after bookmark, and so do I, and I can't wait. I'll be letting loose, and then I go right into Georgia mode. So this is going to be a fun next couple weeks. Thank you guys for all of you that have joined us. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video. We really appreciate you guys. We will be live next week at the Georgia game for the tailgate. So we will see you guys there. We do have a special guest on for that show as well.
Nice.
So I'm super excited about that. Little hint for you. Jason Garrett's running back at Princeton will be on the show.
No
next
way.
week. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. So
that's freaking awesome.
Yeah. So we will see you guys. Thank you again, Jordan. We appreciate you chiming in. Thanks, you, Jordan. Sir. Until then, let's smoke them, boys. Hook 'em,
baby.
Yeah.
Let a naysayer know.